and welcome to Round Robin. I'm your host, Robin McCormick with the City of Hampton. As you might be able to guess by my jersey, today we are ready for the beginning of baseball season. Coach Hank Morgan is here. Hello.
Hey girl, how are you? You look good in that.
Hey, thank you. I love it.
That's my jersey, and I was telling you.
It was your jersey.
Oh, yeah, it was, yeah. Off camera, you make it look a lot better than I do. So
you are so nice. So tell us about this lovely, shiny hardware you have here.
Well, we were fortunate enough again last year to win our second championship. It was kind of every year's got its own signature, but last year was special in terms of doing it in front of the home fans.
That was nice because we didn't get to see you. I mean, a few people I know made the trip, but I didn't make the trip the year before. But last year, I was there, watched it. The whole stadium kind of emptied out onto the field at some point there after y'all got your pictures.
Absolutely, and played no small role in the outcome on the field. I mean, we caught a little bit of a break in the championship game where one of our opponents dropped a fly ball with 2 outs in the 8th inning, and it kind of opened the floodgates for us. And you know, I think maybe there was some luck involved, but I certainly think that can be created by an atmosphere, and you know, Hampton and the greater Hampton Roads community created an awesome baseball atmosphere. I was very proud and humbled by that. You
know, I've watched that fan base grow. And I do have the question, so do more fans come because y'all are winning? Are y'all winning because more fans are involved? Are you just getting better? I mean, it's like all coming together at the same time.
It does feel that way. I don't know the answer to your question. I think if we could, you know, definitively say, we'd be speaking at seminars for a bunch of people that try to do this for a living.
For a living professionally and make, you know, more money at it than y'all do, I'm sure.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a chicken and the egg part, you know, which comes first, I'm not sure, but I do know that all of it helps. The smart people say that only a third of the marketplace really cares about the final score, which means that you've really got to design the experience around a lot of things beyond baseball.
Which is where I come in.
Which is where most people come in.
The fashion is important to me.
Yeah,
I mean, you have a new logo this year. Look at this.
Yeah.
It's a little modern and yet a little retro all at the same time.
Absolutely. And you do look good. I've been wearing it. It's the first time I've seen it on someone else, and I think it turned out nicely.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
It's a throwback to 1970. I may get this wrong by a year or two. 72, 73, somewhere in that time frame, was the only period of time where a AAA professional affiliated baseball team called War Memorial Stadium home. It was the Peninsula Whips. And they were a AAA team for the Montreal Expos. And they had a Hall of Fame catcher named Gary Carter. And last year we did the Peninsula White Sox retro.
Kind of retro. Yeah, that was
tip of the
fun.
cap.
That was real
And
fun.
this is our Expos effort. It turned out okay.
See, now I would cynically say that now I need to replace all of my pilot's gear with the new logo. You've got a business
We still got all the old. Look at your shoulder. It's still there. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
This is just a temporary thing, but I think it did turn out okay.
Yeah, I think it's fun. It is also, as you say, the baseball is wonderful. I'm not really so much a baseball person, but the atmosphere, you know, is kind of why I go.
Yeah, you know, me too. But I'm a baseball head.
You are.
I love it, but
your whole family is.
Yeah, but I understand. You know, it can be difficult for some people to really throw themselves at the sport of it, and I even can get a tad bored from time to time. But you know, I really think that it's overcome out there with people. It's just the overall atmosphere. You know, you run into somebody you know pretty much every 10 or 12 steps you take.
Oh, I know. From the stands to the tiki bar.
Exactly.
It can take half an hour to walk there because you stop, you talk, there's people you haven't seen in a while. And mostly people from Hampton, but really people from all over. I see a lot of folks coming in from York County and Newport News and Williamsburg.
I think it's growing a little bit there. Yeah, Hampton's always been that great, you know, staple for us, though. And you got to start with a good foundation before you can branch out, and you know, Hampton's been there from the beginning for us. But yeah, it's really awesome to see it kind of grow into a little bit more of a regional thing, and like I said, humbling. I really, you know, it wasn't always that way, you know. But I kind of liken it to, I'd love to think that people would think of us as the community's living room, just a place to come after work and kind of kick your feet up and breathe clean air and be with good people and relax.
Well, and that's, I think, also one of the other things you guys have done so well is the games start at 7:05, right?
Yes, ma'am.
But you can come early, you can get your cheeseburger, your crab cake, your soft drink, your beer, and talk to people. It's an evening of entertainment. It's not just a game.
Exactly.
A
Yeah.
little bit like the major league stadiums are doing. But on this, this low key, I can sit in the stands and see where my kid is, or, it's a very family atmosphere.
Yeah. And we've got a playground. Riverside Health Systems has helped us establish a miniature wiffle ball field, and we've got some inflatables, some games and rides, and rides might be a little bit strong, but a playground and bouncy, inflatable things that kids enjoy. And you're right, it's visible from pretty much every seat in the house, and it's such an intimate
It's a little bit of that 50s
setting.
throwback thing.
Absolutely.
Where your kids can run a little bit out of sight, but not very. It's just a very fun, family, relaxed
Yeah.
atmosphere.
And I think that's about the people as much or more than anything else. It's just I don't know, we've been blessed that the people that come out there are just good people, and they kind of care about each other.
Now, you're going to have to talk baseball for a minute, and if I don't chime in, you know why. But you've been out recruiting. You've pretty much got your team lined up. Where are some of the players coming from? Do you have returning players?
We have 11 returners, and I think we had 11 or 12 last year, too.
And that's good for the community, because I think, they get to see them again and again and all that.
I mean, any time that we can have people in the community that can somehow identify with a player on the field, I think it's a positive thing. There's been bunch of smart people in the game before me that said, you're doing yourself and your team and the game, which is ultimately for those of us traditionalists is very important. But you're doing yourself and your community and the game a great favor if you can get folks to come often enough that they end up identifying with somebody on the field. Maybe not because of anything they do, throwing or hitting or running or whatnot, but maybe how they conduct themselves, how they get on and off the field, their personality, their background,
the song they play when they come up the bat.
Exactly.
You learn something about the players from that. Yeah. It's always fun.
Absolutely. I learn new music too, because I'm getting kind of old now. I hate to say, but it keeps me young, and yeah, you get some insight there, and I think social media. We're going to try to do a little bit better job, keep improving in that area to give people some insight into the off-the-field lives of the kids that are coming in town.
Okay. So is there anything new or different this year? What are you guys doing besides the new logo?
We spent a good part of the off-season pursuing some ideas in the city with regard to long-term. And then once we got to a point where we could refocus on where our feet are now. The stadium's got a new paint job. We're making some improvements to the field of play. We've got a couple new concessions items that I don't think I'm supposed to talk about yet.
Darn.
But I know I've tried them, and they're very good. We had a very busy week last week, which was a great thing for the city. The new shipyard at Peninsula School hosted their national tournament.
Wow.
So we had 12 teams come in from all over the country, stay in the Embassy Suites right here in Hampton. There were 19 games, over the course of the week, and the Peninsula School shipyard won the national title. So the city was showcased there, and we have the high school district tournament coming up, so we're kind of getting ready for that as well. And then we start while they're playing, right in the middle of their tournament. So that's kind of just an example of what happens once the weather starts to warm up out there. The place is getting used.
Well, that's what I think came as a surprise to a lot of people when you guys presented before City Council and talked about the number of nights and weekends that the facility gets used. Because I think, the pilots, it's kind of 2 months plus maybe a week on either end. But you guys do a whole lot of softball and baseball and kickball and other kinds of events out there.
Yeah, there's some good synergy there, I think, because we have to. We have to pay the bills, and beyond just the the feel-good part of wanting good things to happen in your hometown, which is we do. we also need to, create enough foot traffic where we can sell a hot dog and, maybe keep the lights on. So,
At $5 a ticket, you're not really paying your bills by the admission price, I would assume.
It would be
have
nice.
A little bit more.
Yeah, but the thing is, we want people to feel, like I said, the community's living room. We want people to feel like it's accessible enough for them not to come once or twice, but to come on a regular basis. So, we don't. That's why the ticket prices have been suppressed. It's an important part of our overall business model, just like in any team. Mm-hmm. But we'd rather hit a bunch of singles than knock you over the head with a grand slam and have you not come back.
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. Okay, so we open at home.
That's what I'm talking about.
I know. I feel bad, but it's not like I put as much. The 27th.
Yes, you do. We're all a part of this.
We are, aren't we? It's so fun.
Yeah.
Okay, so we open at home on the 27th and go through the first week in August, because we're going to air this a couple of times. We need to get people out to the stadium.
May the 27th, which is next Wednesday.
Yeah, right. Well, this will be running during that week, so people won't forget. And then you have home games. We have home games that weekend as well.
A busy week. I think we're off Thursday, and we come back for a Friday, Saturday home stretch there.
Now, that's one of the things that's new this season. Through a partnership with the Downtown Business Group, on Fridays, especially when you have your fireworks and take up half of your parking spaces almost, the fire marshal, there's going to be a shuttle bus from downtown Hampton taking people out there, reducing some of the parking frustrations. Should be a lot of fun.
I agree. I think, it started to reduce the parking frustration, but I think it could be a neat way to enjoy a night. You start out at a downtown establishment or finish there.
Right, either way, on either end, it'd be a good time.
And you come see us in the middle. And
they're going to pick you up right at Benton Knight on Settlers Landing, and it's near the Settlers Landing parking garage. You can park at City Hall. There's a whole lot of surface parking and parking garages available, and just they'll drop us right there at the door.
Good places to eat.
Gate.
You might meet somebody on board the bus too. I think it's going to be, we serve to our adult fans an adult beverage too, and it's a good way to be smart about driving. You're eliminating some of the risk there. So
that's right.
I think it's a good idea. We're thrilled that the Downtown Hampton Development Partnership came to us with that idea, and we're pumped up. I think it might grow. I hope that if people give it a try, I think they're going to think it's worthwhile, and if so, maybe that schedule can grow.
That'd be nice. That'd be fun. All right, now you're going to bring us another cup this season?
Well, that's the plan. I think
your dad would say yes. He would be totally committed, all in. Yes.
Yeah.
You're going to do it.
Yeah. Well, as long as the coach doesn't screw it up, I think we'll be okay.
You think?
Yeah.
You think that'll be
the kids are going to be fine. If the coach doesn't fumble it along the way, we'll be okay. But I know this.
That's tough. 3 years in a row would be very. You've got a lot to do.
It would be tough, but I think even the two that we've been fortunate enough to win are just a result of an approach to the game. How do we live our lives? How do we approach our jobs and the game? And after that, it takes a little bit of luck and. Hope,
But that is also, you guys, these are college players. You house them in the community. They live with families. It's more than baseball.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's so much more than baseball. Baseball brings us all together. But it brings us together from quite a wide array of places and backgrounds. And you have that in common, and so you're patient enough with each other to get to know each other. And once you do that, you end up liking who you're with.
And that's a little bit of the magic, that individuals can play as well as each of them can. But if there's trust and fellowship, the team part, everybody's way better than the sum of
No
the
question
parts.
about it. It's one of the things that I absolutely adore about the game. I think we've had a couple of years where we've had, more than half the team drafted by Major League Baseball. By the way, 200 kids now have been picked up, off of our team.
No.
Yeah. And,
really?
Well, we've been around 15. This is 15th year or something. So.
Wow.
But it's a good number, but there are a couple of years where that number is very high.
Mm-hmm.
You look at the roster now, looking back, it's like, whoa, why didn't we win, every game we played? Because that was a lot of talent. Mm-hmm. And quite frankly, what you just described didn't get
Didn't
a chance
happen
to
in those years.
take place. Yeah, it
And
didn't
that's
happen.
also part of bringing, I think, some of the same kids back. It works for the fans, they know them, but it also helps the other kids.
Culture.
Yeah.
Create, helps
Yeah.
kind of extend that culture forward.
You don't have to start from scratch each year
Yeah,
building that culture.
exactly. And you don't have to be the best, most talented athlete to be a key contributor in that area. This is another cool part about baseball. You don't have to be the tallest or the biggest or the strongest. It helps,
Doesn't hurt,
but
yeah.
you don't have to be. There's ways to overcome it.
I'm getting so excited. I can't wait. Council's having a meeting on opening night. I might be a little late, but hopefully we'll have a short agenda so we can all get out there.
That's okay. As long as we keep the rain away, we'll be good.
That's true. And you'll see me for the rest of the summer.
Yeah. Well, God bless you. I really appreciate everything that you've done and what you've meant to that experience.
You're so funny. Well, the city, it's a very important part of the city, and we try to support it. And then, personally, it's just fun. So
yeah,
get a double whammy there.
Let's not overcomplicate it. If that's
my
the
motto.
let's go.
It's just fun.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
And I'm going to remind you, these games start at the end of May, go through the first week in August. Go to peninsulapilots.com and you can see the schedule. We also have all the home games listed on the city's website. That's hampton.gov/events. I want to see you out there supporting the Pilots this summer. Have fun.